Whitney. My name is Heather Ann Hendrickson. I'm a team leader and educational services representative with Usborne Books and More, and I cannot wait to party with you tonight at Casey's Book Club. I am so excited to share some books with you tonight. I'm going to share so many. It's going to be a whirlwind, and you're going to have a chance to create your own wish list right there on the computer, right during the party, and get it emailed to you right afterwards. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. But right now, I want to share with you some of my favorites. Now, one of the things you said your daughter was interested in, she's 8 years old, and she's interested in crafts, arts and crafts. We have so many different types of arts and crafts. One of the ones that I love the most, and I was looking all over the house for the example that we have, my son did it last year. He is currently 8 years old, and he did it last year. It is a cross stitch or embroidery kit, and it is so cool. He actually did it for his sister. It's an embroidered this one happens to be a unicorn. We have all sorts of ones, llamas, owls, so many different ones to be able to do. But check those out if she's into that kind of thing. It has everything that you need plus the book and instructions. So that's really cool. Another one that we really love in this house, this is the Make It Myself diary. They actually work through making their own book diary for them to use. And I absolutely love this one. It's such a fun activity, and it really just chases the blues away and just gets you really doing something with your hands instead of those, I'm bored. So I do love this one too. Another one that I really recommend for 8 and up that I absolutely adore is our Words of Wisdom series. Witty quotes is one of my favorites. Quotes of Shakespeare is also another one. This is inspirational quotes, and I actually do these myself. What's really cool is they're inspirational quotes, or they're quotes in general, depends on what book you get. There's multiple ones to choose from. And on the back, it gives you information, where that quote came from, what they were doing at that time. This one happens to be, do one thing every day that scares you, and it's Eleanor Roosevelt. And on the back, it tells you a little bit about Eleanor Roosevelt and why she's important in American history. So check these out. I absolutely adore that series. And then they're great because you can take them out and put them on your wall. They're poster size, they're perforated. Fabulous. Another one, not knowing exactly what wheelhouse your daughter is in, but this is actually one of my favorite books. This is My Beautiful Room, and it is about interior decorating, if you can believe that. There's also fashion ones that you can find if you search fashion on our website, so that's really cool. But it's talking about furnishing your room. It has everything in there for what you would need to do, color, pattern, texture, and style, how that goes. It's coloring you can really work on through. It's great because it really gives them the opportunity to create that room of their dreams. And they can color it. There's all the pieces that you can pull out for it. I absolutely adore this book. It's something that is really, really fun and special to me. I love interior design. So much fun. So check that out. Okay, now for that science and nature aspect. So many great books. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the series to look in is going to be our Sea Inside series. This is one of our newest one. This is Sea Inside Oceans. I love this one. It's so cool. But the material in here is it's written for 7 and up. The material in here is usually up here. It's stuff that I would have taught. I taught middle and high school science and math, and it's stuff I would have taught in middle school at least. Some of it is high school. Check out Atoms and Molecules. Oh my gosh. And then Lift the Flap Periodic Table. Those books are phenomenal, and they're all material that I would have taught in high school. So the material is up here, but it's presented down here so that it's accessible to younger kids. My son is 8, and he has fallen in love with this book. This one is so cool. It gives you so much information that is on animals that are in the ocean, but also oceanography in general, why it's important to work with our oceans and really currents, why it's important to treat our oceans well, and the idea that some of our oceans are dying, coral reefs and things like that. So Sea Inside Ocean is a fabulous book. So check that one out. Another book that's going to be geared towards more nature and outside areas. So one of the ones that I wanted to mention was this guy. This is the Usborne Write-In Nature Activity book. This is for older kids. It is geared towards 7 and up as well. It is a great way to get out. It's a good fall book. It's really, really fun to kind of do. And then at the same time, it's going to be teaching you stuff that most kids, by the time they get to 7 or 8, are learning this stuff in school or homeschool, or however you want to educate your children. So this is really, really cool. We hope so. So check those out. Now, For just the science bend in general, I wanted to mention this series. This is actually for slightly older kids. It's really geared towards 10 and up, but many of the experiments in here can be done with younger kids as well. I know I've done them with both of my kids, so definitely check them out. This is the chemistry of cola, and there's also the biology of bananas. Is it only about soda? Is it only about bananas? It's all about kitchen chemistry or kitchen biology. So that's just the title. It's a clever title, but there are experiments in here. What I love is it gives the background information for the experiment, which is so important. And then it sets the experiment up and it has them run the experiment. Having an extra set of hands in the kitchen is never a bad thing. Doing chemistry and doing biology in the kitchen is super, super fun. So check these books out. I love them. Another book that I found just to be so much fun is the Usborne STEM Scribble series. This is Usborne STEM Science. There are many in this series, but they're activity books based on the idea of being a scientist, and it really walks you through how to be a scientist, but it really, really gets you thinking like a scientist. And what do they do? Scientific method goes all the way through, really gets them working. This is geared towards 8 and up. It is higher order thinking skills are required, so this is a really fun one to do with those older kids. Last but not least, the one that I wanted to mention here is History of Science in 100 Pictures. My son is a history nerd and loves science, so sorry about that. He's a history nerd and he loves science, so this is right in his wheelhouse, and we actually have a lot of fun looking through this. One of the fun things about this book, we also have History of the World in 100 Pictures, is it's a timeline, and it actually starts and it shows you what period you're looking through, and it's cohesive all the way through. It's numbered, and you get actual images if they're available. It's not just cartoon character drawings or things like that. It is a phenomenal way to introduce what's going on in the scientific community while you are studying different parts of history. It's also just really cool to study the history of science, and it goes all the way up to the modern era. So take a look at this one. I hope this helps. I cannot wait to party with you this evening. So many more books are going to be on display. Have a fabulous day.